Hey everybody, we are live. Bonnie Donahue here from Essential Oils for Moms. We're going live on the Facebook page. This is actually episode 3 of our Healthy Mom Chats. So I'm really excited. We do these every Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern. The first one was all about back to school health and routine schedule supplements. Last week we did all about head tension and some kind of natural solutions around those symptoms. And today I have a awesome topic. Well, again, it's not awesome, but it's talked about and needed. And I have one of my friends, Christy, here to share her personal story with all about menopause. So menopause and essential oils and health, and it's just a popular topic. So I don't know anything about this personally, right? So I'm going to be learning from you. So I have my notebook out, so I'll be taking notes. So Christy and I go way back, 13 years ago, and we were actually pregnant together. So when you were pregnant with Anna, I was pregnant with Grace, and so then we just kind of kept in touch through Facebook ever since. And so she was one that we were trying to get into oils for a while, and she was kind of like, she's into all the health things and running, and she's super fit mom and has all these things going on. And then we finally, we're like, okay, you got to get into the oils. And since then she's had a phenomenal story, and I just couldn't wait for her to kind of get this out and share her story with everybody. And I'm just gonna let Christy introduce herself and share a little bit about her own life, and then share what was going on prior to doTERRA and now where she's at now. So welcome, Christy. Thank you for getting on.
Thank you. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Yep. So yeah, like Bonnie said, we go back for a long time. I'm just a little bit older than she is. So take notes because I've learned. So yeah, my name is Christy Mettler. And so yeah, a little bit of background. I have a master's degree in exercise physiology. My husband actually has a PhD, so I'd say he's a little smarter in that. But we've always been really into health and nutrition and exercise. We're all runners. And so I have always just taken care of ourselves. That's just kind of our background. I have 4 kids, like Bonnie. Mine are a little older. So my youngest is the age of your oldest, I believe. Right, so 13.
Right. That was my first, and that was your last.
Yeah, so I've got a 21-year-old. Let me try to remember their ages: 19, 17, and 13. So I'm busy in a different kind of stage of life. Not the little kids, although I do miss that. But it's still busy. It's just a different busy. So a little bit before my doTERRA story, so like Bonnie said, she did try to reach out, reached out to me, and I was just at a different time right there. And then, it just kept pulling on my heart a little bit. And I really felt God was like, this is something that I think would benefit you and your family. And the reason I started really wasn't because of menopause. So that was not something I sought out. It was more just, I guess mainly for cleaning. So like our daughter has diabetes. So I've been reading, researching, and just all of the toxic chemicals that we use in our society, and they're everywhere. And I was using them all. And so we just really felt like Dr. Miles, and we just felt like we really needed to decrease all the chemicals. So that's kind of how we started into doTERRA.
And that's typically how people start too. That's a common thing.
So we started using our own cleaners. That's all we use now. doTERRA laundry detergent. We've really, really cleaned everything up. Mainly for that. In my kit that I had ordered, I believe it was the Natural Solutions kit, came with the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And a little bit about my menopause story too before doTERRA. So over the last, I'm 50. I just turned 50 in August. So the big 50.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was starting to have lots of night sweats. Hot flashes, a little bit. Not so bad, but my night sweats, I'd wake up and be just soaked. It's kind of gross, but your pajamas are just wet. You're just soaked, and you're like, what's going on? I've got hormones and fatigue. Lot of just forgetfulness in the afternoon, especially brain fog, and those are all symptoms of menopause. I thought I was kind of going a little bit crazy. I'm like, what's wrong with me? I've always had energy, and I looked it all up, and those are all symptoms of menopause. And so I have 2 friends, one older, one younger, who are on the birth control pill just because they need to be. That's their birth control, who are having no symptoms, none. So I was like, well, I'll just go on the birth control pill. that'll even things out. I'll just slide through menopause. So I actually did a little over a year ago. I tried that. I lasted 10 days. It's horrible. I don't need it for birth control. Horrible. I was bloated. This is, very, bleeding. I mean, it was just, did not work for me. Called my doctor. Do not take that. Get off of that, So then I was just frustrated. I was like, fine, I'm just going to have to live with these issues, And then once I started taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and I didn't even really think it was going to help with my menopause. That's not why I did it. It came in my kit. So I'm like, I'll just take the Lifelong Vitality Pack. But this stuff, guys, I mean, this has been a game changer. Okay. Within a few weeks, maybe a month, I don't even know, I'm not having night sweats at all anymore. Like at all. Hot flashes have subsided. Again, this is my story, I do have a friend, Bonnie, that I just emailed last night. I wanted to check in. She had seen my menopause story, started on the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and she'd used doTERRA in the past. And she just emailed me back this morning. So it was a great story. She said she's feeling amazing. Her hot flashes have subsided. I know she's exercising, like she's feeling great. And she's a year older than I am, I think, a year or two. So anyways, that's just another, like, oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad. I was hoping that she would notice something. But I have lots of other oils that I, have as well. But I'm just saying this is a game changer for menopause. So, and again, I've always taken vitamins. I've always taken care of my health, but I haven't had any night sweats. I'm waiting. I'm thinking maybe they'll come back, but so far they haven't. As well as the probiotic, so the PB Assist. So,
wow.
I think it's a combination, decreasing chemicals, because chemicals are very. Have you seen the Robin Fawcett, Dr. Robin Fawcett? Follow her a little bit.
I don't think so.
Okay. Anyway, she just talks about just the hormone disrupting chemicals, because the chemicals we use really wreak havoc on our hormones. So I think a combination of decreasing hormones and then taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack has really, really helped me. Okay.
Okay, that is huge. I'm glad that you said that, because the supplements are huge. But yes, taking away the chemicals is just as huge. I mean, you really did both. You did them both together, so you had probably better results. Probably doing that.
We have teenage daughters. You have a 13-year-old. So I'm thinking, okay, obviously she's starting puberty. She's starting, all those hormones are starting to play.
Have that in our house too, yeah.
Well, exactly. So the more we can take away some of those things in our home, the better she's going to be dealing with some hormone stuff as well. So, so that's kind of just my story. I mean, I'm feeling amazing. The forgetfulness is better. I used to take a nap almost every afternoon, the days I wasn't working. Afternoon, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go take a nap, and I'm not needing to do that anymore. So that's been huge for me.
Wow. And and actually we're getting comments saying people are glad you're sharing this. Thanks, Brenda, for sharing that, because she's going to try it now. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely been. And again, hopefully everybody can have the same. I mean, I can't say that you're going to have just amazing, but again, when my friend emailed me this morning, it's just a confirmation that it is helping her as well. So it's just been huge. Now they do have the phytoestrogen complex as well, doTERRA. I have not started it, but I've researched it. And I think if you're not having the results with the LLV, that would be my next recommendation or, suggestion. Those are all natural plant estrogens in that phytoestrogen complex. So you're going to get, I wrote it down somewhere. I think it has flaxseed extract, soy extract, and some pomegranate. So that would be the next thing you could try to take. And my friend Jenny has got a couple people taking that, and they love that too. Awesome. And the Lifelong Vitality, the LLV, yes, you're right. That's the starting, the foundation, and then you can add on. There's always okay. Also, tell us, what are your oils? What's your favorite? Well, every woman, and you don't have to be in menopause, needs the Clary Calm. Can you see that? Okay. So right here. So this is the on my desk.
and you can use this for PMS. So it's just really good, but it's also got clary sage, and I've done a lot of research, and clary sage is amazing for menopause symptoms. So again, you rub it on your abdomen. This is a doTERRA blend all ready to go. You don't have to make it up. Funny story though, I was on my computer one day and probably was having a little PMS, and I was a little bit irritated, and Anna was here, and probably wasn't being the best mom ever at that point. And she went over and grabbed this and brought it to me. She's like, Mom, you need to put this on.
It's like the whole family knows. Just give her.
Yep. And that's awesome, because now she's learning. And I look at her and I just break out laughing because it was funny. But anyways, this is great. And she's using it too. Now that she's kind of getting into that stage and hormones. So it really helps balance hormones out, your estrogen, progesterone. So
yeah. We are a big fan over here. Again, we're not in the menopause, but my daughter and I are both doing the PMS, and we need that oil. And again, same thing. We rub it right in our bellies, and
your wrists even.
Use it. I'll know to use it. It's like the monthly blend, right? And you can use it whenever you're feeling irritable. That does happen. Like that's just happens to everybody. I think. I don't know. It happens to us, and so even my boys will know. Like, oh, do you need your oils? So I think that's
awesome.
Oil that you all need, and we all say it's true. But if the mom is feeling her best, right, she could take care of the family, but also we're married, so happy wife, happy life, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and we all now I have something I can turn to. Yeah. And exercise is huge. Obviously, that you're big in exercise, but that definitely gets those endorphins going and just kind of just calms you down a little bit. So that's big.
And also, because I didn't say this in the beginning, but so I had worked at the Mettler Center in Champaign, and that's how we met too. And so we're both like huge on working out, and I just love that doTERRA is able to bring us back together again too.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that would be the first oil that I would share that I currently use. My daughter uses. Safe for teenage girls to use. Clary Sage. I mean, I'm just going to point that out because that's just a really good for menopause, especially blend. But that is in my Clary Calm.
Right.
So again, if you just get this, it's already in there. But you can take this internally as well. 1 drop in 4 ounces of water. But Clary Sage is a really, really good oil.
So do you drink it in water or put it in a veggie cap?
Veggie cap.
What?
In a veggie cap.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I don't want it. I don't like the way it tastes or smells. But the smell. In the beginning, I did not like the smell at all, but now I'm like, I actually don't mind it. It's weird. It's like geranium. I didn't like him in the beginning, but now.
Yeah, and geranium is a really good one as well for women. And then I guess so symptoms of menopause between hot flashes, obviously night sweats. We'll address that here. If you are having hot flashes, 2 things you can do. doTERRA just makes a peppermint roller. Okay, this is a cooling. So you're having a hot flash at work. You can just take this out, roll it on the back of your neck a little bit, maybe right here, and it's got cooling effect. It will help cool you down. Okay, so if you're not into DIY and you just want just the cooling roller ball, this is great.
One of my faves.
Yep. One thing I did, and it's labeled peppermint spray. I made a little 2-ounce bottle of this. I keep it in my purse. I don't use it really anymore for hot flashes, but you can. So you could just put a couple drops of peppermint as well as the Clary Sage in here, mix it with water. And so same thing, you can just shake it up and you can just, spritz it on your, probably on your face. You won't want to get it in your eye, but, on the back of your neck. So it's a really good, just, super simple way to cool you off. I've actually taken this when I'm out running sometimes. So in the heat, I'm not a heat runner, but I'll put this in my water bottle that I carry. And like if I really feel overheated, I'll just stop, take this out, and I just spray it all around my neck, down my back, and it just helps to cool me off so I can finish my run. But this would be a really good thing to make up.
Yes, I love it. I do that same thing. I have a spray that I do for cooling down, and then I have another one for breath spray that I do.
Yeah, I put the Clary Sage in here, so I wouldn't spray it.
No, not the Clary Sage. Yeah. Actually, I have another one in my car with peppermint and wild orange. So it's like our spray. I can spray myself, the kids, or the car. Yeah. Just to make it smell nice.
Yeah, very good. And so that kind of takes care of hot flashes. Kind of the same thing. If you're having night sweats, you could keep it beside your bed. wake up, you can just spray it on a little bit, just to cool you down if you're hot, that kind of thing. And I'll go through. So the other thing that people with menopause deal with is sleep. So your sleep is just never going to be, it's just different because your hormones are your estrogens are going down and you have a little more anxiety. You just do not sleep as deep. And I'm sleeping amazing right now. Just saying. Our daughter with diabetes, obviously, we don't sleep great every night because if her alarm goes off, we have to get up and see what's going on, if she's low or high. But I will say many nights I'm sleeping through the alarm. So my husband's getting up, with her because I'm just sleeping so much better. So wanted to talk about the sleep oils that I put. So I just made, this is a pretty little roller bottle. I just labeled it sleep. You can see that.
And that is beautiful.
Yeah. And I just put this on before bed. So I have 3 oils right now that I'm using in here. I have my Serenity, which is doTERRA's Restful Blend. And I put Balance in there because I just love the smell of Balance, and it's a very grounding blend. And then I've been adding my new powerhouse oil, Copaiba, or is it Copaiba? I've heard it pronounced both ways.
I've heard Copaiba, but whatever goes on off my tongue is what.
Yeah. So I put those 3, probably 10 to 15 drops in here each, and then fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil. And I will, as I'm getting into bed, I'll roll it on the bottom of my feet. I'll put it on the back of my neck. I roll it on my wrists, kind of rub my wrists together, and then I just breathe it in. And, as I'm sleeping, I can kind of breathe it in. I also put the Balance and Serenity in a diffuser next to my bed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it just smells beautiful. And I have it going on all night. So it'll go 5 minutes on, I believe, 5 minutes off. And then if I end up getting up with Anna for some reason, I'm usually able to go right back to sleep. I mean, I've literally been sleeping really well, compared to the last 5 or 10 years.
Wow.
So that's my sleep blend.
That's huge. And for anyone who's on here that does not suffer from menopause, but does have issues sleeping, that would be good for anybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's a wonderful blend. And I like that you add the Copaiba in it too. That's really.
I do take the Copaiba internally as well. I'll put that in a VeggieCap before bed. I've just started doing that probably the last month.
Okay.
It's just a really good relaxation, kind of like, oil. So I am taking this internally as well.
Yes. I love doing the drop under the tongue. Yep.
Yeah. And I don't mind the taste, but I've been putting it in a VeggieCap. So those are my sleep. And the other suggestion I have for you, I mean, I love a glass of wine every now and then. I will say drinking wine before bed is probably not the best way to get a good night's sleep. So, that's something, if I'm going to have a glass of wine, I try to have it earlier in the evening, like with a dinner or whatever, but not right before bed because it will disrupt your sleep. So if you are struggling with sleep, especially for menopause, exercising daily, these are just typical, things you can do, and not drinking alcohol right before bed. And then the sleep blend, using those sleep oils.
I love it. And what do you recommend for exercise, or do you just say whatever you want to do?
Yeah, just anything you want to do. Yeah. Cardiovascular exercise would be the best. Again, know your body. I can't run right before bed because then it kind of invigorates me a little bit. I could run at 4 or 5 o'clock at night and be fine. Anything where it's getting your heart rate pumping. Okay. So I always tell people you got to do what you like to do. If you hate running, don't try to be a runner because you're never going to stick with it. Right. So, something, I'm just trying to think of something I would hate doing. I love hiking. I love running, walking. I love walking with my dog. But like indoor aerobics, you go to those classes. That's not me. Like some women just love that. Okay. You're doing CrossFit, right, Bonnie?
Yeah. I'm new on it. Yeah.
So, but I'm not kind of an indoor aerobics kind of a person at a gym. But if you are, then that's what you need to be doing because that's how you thrive. That's what you're going to stick with it if you're enjoying it.
Absolutely. I love it.
Yeah.
Great. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. And the comments are coming in. They're saying thank you. Everybody's learning. And we're going to share this. I shared this in our oil leadership team, our oil club, the VIP. And I know more people will start sharing this with your team. So if anyone on here, if you're an advocate, please share with your team. We love sharing with others. And if you guys want to connect with Christy, if you want to follow her and her story, Christy, where can they find you?
Yeah, I have a Facebook page. It's Christy's Health Essentials. So it's not a group, it's a page, it's a public page. If you have questions or you want more specifics, please send me a private message, or you can post on there as well. So that's the main thing. I do have a website. It's kind of a work in progress. It's also, if you could look up Christy's Health Essentials. So Miles and I are getting that up and running. And, when you have 4 kids and your husband travels, you just do little bits at a time. But
that's literally my life. I get it. Totally. That is us, exactly. So awesome, Christy. Thank you so much. And then I will have the recording. This recording will stay live on Facebook. I will also post it to my YouTube channel, Bonnie Donahue. And then in the next couple of weeks, we're going to start putting all of these recordings on podcasts so people can listen in while they're running or doing things that don't require watching the video, So awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your wisdom.
You're welcome.
And we will see everybody back next week. All right, thanks. Bye.
Thank you, guys.